What's good, BB fans? Another week, another reality check, and it's the week of Bowie Jane. Who would have thought? I was really excited to see how this week was going to play out, child.
The power has shifted in this house.
And another house guest time is officially up. Let's unpack. We left off last week with a bunch of people in Bowie Jane's ears. We know that she's positioned pretty well at this point. However, she didn't want this week to be a mess. She wants Felicia or Sari gone. Those are her targets, and it's supposed to be smooth sailing from there.
And I'm just like trying to get as much information out of people as I can.
However, the rest of the house guests have other opinions, child. Not long after the ceremony, Corey talks to both Jag and Bowie Jane and points out that Cameron and Blue are starting to get close.
It ain't rocket science.
Now this is where Bowie Jane's game starts to get a little bit messy. Not necessarily bad, but a little bit messy. She goes to Cameron and lets him know the things that Corey are saying about him and Blue. So now Cameron is alerted to the fact that these people are still pointing the target at me, and now he's now starting to direct his target back at Corey and America. With the way that everything's been going this season, it is to everyone's surprise that Cameron is not picked to play in this Power of Veto ceremony. Neither is Corey. And frankly, these are the two guys that need to be going home this week. So everyone should be turning their eyes towards them. And I think they are. However, let's give a shout out to the staples of the Big Brother universe. This is what we all wait for. It is both Otev and Zingbot in the same week. However, because it is the Scrambleverse, there's a bit of a twist this week, and Zingbot isn't zinging the way that he normally does. I was worried for a split second. However, when we got outside to Otev, Otev gave us those good old roasts that we wait for year after year. And child, some of these house guests were roasted badly.
Danger! Danger! There is a thief among us! America! You're under arrest for robbing the cradle!
We said they was gonna do that!
It is impossible to know what competitions will be coming up in the season. However, future house guests, keep an eye on the type of competitors you're leaving in this game. Otev has another physical element to it, and as he's been showing throughout the season, Jag is able to pull out another win here.
Oh, congratulations, Jag! You've won the Golden Power of Veto! Thank you.
Because of his earlier conversations with Bowie Jane, Cameron has come to the conclusion that if this veto is used, he's likely going to be the backdoor replacement nominee, not Corey. So he needs to now pivot and try to just convince Jag and Matt, since they have their alliance, that the best option is to actually keep these noms the same and target Felicia or Sari, and that going forward, this will benefit them better. And frankly, he has a good point. If he goes, Jag and Matt are going to be the new targets. Good as he is at strategically having a holistic view of this game, Cameron is not great at making social connections strong enough to stay in it, child, because Jag does use the power of veto, and Cameron is the replacement nominee. As we discussed, Bowie Jane is very well positioned in this game. However, going for Cameron just didn't make sense to me this week because everybody else left are kind of in duos. So it made more sense for Bowie Jane to kind of show Cameron that respect by keeping him and try to solidify something with him, a final two with him, using this as an opportunity to sit down with him and be like, I'm not going to put you on the block, but this person, this person, this person, this person, this person are talking about you right now. And if I don't do this, like, let's go to the final two together. And I'm sure Cameron would have ate that up. So that was a missed opportunity by Bowie Jane. Not the best move overall, but here we are.
When I see you in jury, I won't say I told you so. I'll probably say I told you so.
Now that Cameron is the replacement nominee, he has literally nothing to lose, and the smear campaign of Matt and Jag's game begins. I mean, he's talking to Sari, he's talking to Blue, he's talking to Bowie Jane, he's blowing up all the alliances, everything that was happening, and frankly, this is my problem with Matt and Jag's game. They are so well positioned, but the way that they flip-flop on their decisions and can't just stay true to their plans going forward is the reason why things like this with Cameron happen, where now their game is being blown up.
You're gonna be hanging out in jury with me next week, probably. If something doesn't change.
Cameron is doing his Cameron thing. He's trying to stir the pot before he leaves out the door. You want me to go after Matt and Jag to save your dusty ass? Like, girl, you have the wrong number.
Now, with everything kind of getting blown up and things coming into the light, a certain player is starting to take their position again. And this is why my player of the week is going back to Miss Cerie Fields.
So I got Corey in America wanting to go after Matt and Jag. And then there's Matt and Jag wanting to go after Corey in America. Y'all go ahead and go after each other. While Cerie just sneaks her way to the end, like she always does.
Now, we know her as the social player, and we're seeing it happen right here, right now. Cerie is in the middle of chaos. She's lost her allies. She came into this game a huge target. And as we're making it here to this end game, people are starting to go and start attacking each other, child. And she's sitting on that block and no one's even blinking an eye at her. She is now being considered by Matt and Jag to be taken to the end with Felicia and Bowie Jane. And then on the other side, we have Corey and America who are also throwing out Matt and Jag to Cerie. And she's seeing this, and even though she's seeing the threats, she's realizing that she might not need to be targeting these threats because they're going to target themselves, and she can make her little way to the end.
At this point in the game, like, everyone is terrified to say anything about Matt and Jag, which I feel that way, personally. Everything is to a point.
Player of the week. Good job, Cerie. Moving on to the HOH, it is another iconic Big Brother staple, BB Comics. And since it is the comic verse, the twist this week is triggering my PTSD. It is an invisible HOH week. Now, because this comp does have another physical element to it, we see Jag pull out the HOH win again. The house guests have no idea who it is. They think it's Blue. And frankly, I think it's too late in the game to have an invisible HOH just with the amount of people that are left. And I think that Jag plays this horribly. He tells Corey and America that he's the secret HOH. Now, they are his direct opposition at this point, and based on the numbers and who's left in the game, they will target him moving forward. So the worst thing that he could do is keep them safe and put up his own allies, and that's what happens. He nominates Felicia and Blue, who has been one of his strongest allies since the beginning of this game, up for eviction this week. And frankly, I have to name him the worst player pick of the week because of it.
This week is gonna cause a lot of paranoia.
Just like that, y'all, we have our first jury member. However, the time is about to be up for a few more of these house guests, as there is only so many weeks left of this game. As always, hit me up in my socials and let me know, do you agree with my worst and best player picks of the week? And also, how do you think the rest of this invisible HOH is gonna play out, child? Do you think the nominations are gonna stay the same? Or will we see another backdoor happening this week? What we do know is that we will be back again to discuss that and more on another reality check. See y'all then.